And with that, I want to welcome everybody to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio, your host. As always, tonight, the Beanie One's running a little bit late, so we're getting started without him. He'll get here eventually. But fresh from a tour of San Diego Comic Con is the babyface one, Theo Walski.
What's up, everybody? Yes, my wallet hates me, and San Diego Comic Con loves me right now for how much money I spent. But I'm here and ready to have some fun.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get into Comic Con and stuff like that. But first, um, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about something that is happening right here in our state of Colorado. It's making national news. Right now, we've got now two wildfires that are burning that are actually within roughly about 30 minutes of where I live. Granted, where I live here, there's no threat of the forest fires getting here, but it's just the fact that one is burning up outside of Loveland. It doubled in its size today. It's now up to 3,500 acres with a massive evacuation zone. And then another one started today, just outside right there in the town of Lyons, which those of our listeners that can remember, Colorado having the massive flood back in 2013, Lyons was devastated by the flood. And now the evacuation zone runs all the way up to the main, it's Main Street, but it's basically Highway 36 that runs through town and goes up to Estes Park. So it is now under mandatory evacuations. And it started off as a little tiny 80-acre fire this afternoon, and it's now up near 400 acres already. So yeah, so right now, just thoughts go out to all the people that are having to evacuate out of those areas. Hopefully, if you've got livestock, you've been able to get them out. Boulder County Fairgrounds, where I live, they were set up for taking livestock. They've already reached capacity already, so they're having to send people um, to other facilities. They're going down to Jefferson County fairgrounds and stuff like that, and to Gilpin to basically um, have a place for those animals to stay and stuff like that. So I hope everybody's staying safe. They're not trying to get back into the areas, without anybody knowing about it to try and get some belongings and stuff like that. Um, it's kind of hectic because these guys, it's kind of like the Marshall Fire that we had out here a couple years ago out in Louisville, where these folks had zero warning. It was like, gotta go. So they pretty much left with what they had, pretty much probably on their backs. So, um, anyways, and then also too is right there at the start of Comic Con, the video game voice actors went on strike. So it is similar to what the strike was for the actual like live performance actors. Everything except in this turn, was agreed upon except the one piece, and that's for AI. As we saw with the writers or the writer strike and then the actor strike, both they're all concerned about AI and how these companies, studios are wanting to use AI for things. So I think it's warranted because like you got actresses like Jennifer Hale, Nolan North, right? They don't want to basically have their name go into just a data bank that these companies can just use in perpetuity, and not make
Right.
money off of it. So um I have, we'll talk about, some of the new games and stuff that are coming out and stuff like that, but unfortunately some of these actors are going to be um not able to join the podcast as a guest because of the strike, because certain things are going to be in there. They're all talking out against the strike and whatnot. So, um, hopefully this one ends soon. It's a minor sticking point. Everything else has been agreed upon. It's like 24 or 25 of points have been agreed upon. So, um,
Oh, that's good.
yes, it's just the AI piece. That's it. Now there is some things in place that these voice actors could still do non-union work if they wanted to. Most of them don't do it anyways, but there's also a tiered contract in place that some of these studios could sign it's kind of like an interim agreement that, hey, we're going to agree to all of your demands. We just want to work, you know,
Oh,
um,
okay.
because it's basically major players that the agreement is with. So, anyways, so
So
let's
it kind of
talk.
makes me wonder how that
Mhm.
works out for like people trying to break into the industry too. Like how
Yeah.
that's going to end up changing like anything that's written moving forward or just for the union in general.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to impact things. It'll be interesting to see how it does and what the new contract does. But yeah, so with that, let's talk some San Diego Comic-Con because there was some major news that you and Gerard were there to witness, and I hate you guys for it.
Yes.
Um, and anyways, and
But it's
there's a couple of things going around that I want to talk to you guys about too. But anyways,
there was dedication in order to get that.
so yeah, so let's talk about that. So how like how was it first? Like overall, how was this year's Comic Con for you compared to years past?
So each time that we go, we end up agreeing that we like learn new things each time that we go.
Okay.
Um, so like a great example last year is that they had their exclusives portal,
Okay.
which we both completely forgot about and completely missed out on. Uh, apparently, because like a big thing to watch out for is if you have tickets and you're looking for how to do things or what plans are, make sure you watch the Toucan blog because they tell you everything that
The
you need to know.
Toucan blog.
The Toucan blog,
Okay.
the official SCCC blog, but I ended up like logging in. I was like, huh, we haven't done exclusives yet. I was like, I log in on July 19th and get to the blog, and they're
Hmm.
like, oh, yep, closed on closed on July 18th. I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. But for anybody that doesn't know, the exclusives portal is so that way you can get um, a session to where that you can go purchase the SEC exclusives for specific boots that are extremely popular. In particular, for me, is like Funkoville, which was definitely gone really quick. We didn't even get that last year. Other places like
Hmm.
UCC distributing for some Funko exclusives for me, or another one that actually joined this year, which is 100% soft, that Jerry has made me a big fan of their work, which is really fun. This are little dumpster fires,
Oh yeah.
and the dumpster fires and enamel pins. Um, however, we got pretty lucky this year. We missed out on the exclusives portal,
Hmm.
but due to determination and a lot of luck, we managed to get into lines for 100% soft and UCC on the first day once they
Ooh.
opened it up to the general public. So that way we could get the best that we could for with pertaining to exclusives. So like for 100% soft, we got really close. We missed out on the Deadpool dumpster fire that was X Force. However,
Oh.
we did get the regular Deadpool dumpster fire, which I personally thought was a little bit better because he's doing a little heart uh,
Oh.
on top of the dumpster fire, so it was pretty good. But that I don't have to show with me today because I overdid it a little bit more this year. So there's a lot of stuff back at Cherries right now. Um, Otherwise, I would show it, but otherwise they have like really cool things, such as uh, you can share it. Bad vibes.
Oh. Do you really want to share bad vibes though? I mean,
You can wear bad vibes, but I don't know. They're super cute and everything, and you got uh, Lucky the pizza dog.
oh.
Otherwise, yeah, we keep learning things. So
So
then,
with us
like,
going real quick, with us going to LA Comic Con in October,
yeah,
like how are you getting all your shit back?
I'm bringing basically a huge empty suitcase
Are you checking a bag?
on the way back, probably. Um, but actually, I don't know because I mean, like, we saw me at Denver Fan Expo. I didn't necessarily purchase very much.
That's true.
I'm primarily brought this stuff with me. I have a feeling that's going to be the same case with LA Comic Con. However, knowing us, we will be going to Frankensons,
Which
and
I hear you drop some more money at Frankensons.
that's where I like definitely went overboard or like definitely crossed over. Where like,
Mhm.
pretty sure the suitcase that I brought with me this time would not work the second time, so I'm gonna have to go bigger. But yeah, we definitely learned some things. We got very lucky on Friday, so we busted out a lot on Friday from a
Mhm.
purchase standpoint. We kind of uh, saved Artist Alley for later, which was good. But yeah, each time that we go, we're learning new things, and it kind of helps us plan and also make it to where that we enjoy it the way that we want it as best as we can. So like Thursday was, or yeah, Thursday was first day. Friday was all about getting to the Marvel Legends Hasbro panel
Mhm.
because
How
they
was that?
did a rat. It was very cool. They got some good stuff coming out. I'm pretty excited. Um, Jerry's definitely excited. We were disappointed that they did not do a raffle this time. They were not very prepared. Um, I'll let Jerry tell the story about last year's raffle. But this year they were not quite prepared. They did do giveaways. However, they're like, oh, we're just gonna pass these out, and then like half a second later, you see half the hall just bum rush the front of the hall, and it was like, oh, okay. Uh, we're in mixed with these kinds of people in my mind. I was like, this manners, people's manners. Come on, we have
Yeah.
them. They exist. But we did finally figure out the next day line of San Diego Comic Con for Hall H,
Okay. How'd that work?
and that's completely weird. So one, you go behind the convention center into the harbor, and there's this
Okay.
big park out there. They let you know it's like, hey, we're gonna start passing out wristbands at like 8 o'clock. It's like, oh, okay. So we figured like we should probably get in line pretty early. We figured like two
Mhm.
hours, yeah, it'd probably still guarantee us. So we even did good, and we got
Mhm.
2.5 hours in early. Uh, Lo and behold, we thought we were doing pretty good until the wristbands started getting passed out at 8 o'clock, and we couldn't see anybody getting passes until 3 hours later, and we didn't get our wristbands until 11 p.m. So we were in line for our wristbands for 5.5 hours, and
But Hall
but we
H
got
was
our wristbands.
Hall H was pretty ridiculous this year.
Hall H was pretty ridiculous. Well, primarily we wanted to make sure that we got in first thing in the morning
Mhm.
because we wanted to see Berserker at 12, which was the second showing.
So how does that work, right? Do you, as long as you have wristbands, you can come and go as you please for Hall H?
No.
Oh,
Wristbands, all that does is essentially saying that you stood in line early and that
okay.
you can get back in line early for the most part. So the rules go that you can get a wristband, and you have two choices really. You can either stay in line overnight underneath their tents if there's room, but you can't have tents, you can't have furniture, you can only have stuff that can be the amount of space of one person.
Mhm.
Or you can go home, get some sleep, and make sure that you get back before 7:30. Now, if you get, as we learned, if you go home and get back, you're just joining the end of the line of when you show up from within the people that have the wristbands. If you don't have a wristband, you're pushed back even further in a line that doesn't actually see a beginning until the rest of the wristband people come in.
Mhm.
So we were, so let me describe it as compared to last year. Last year, we went in without wristbands, and we had showed up at like 6 in the morning, and no joke, the line was longer than a mile to where we finally got into the line, and it
Mhm.
took us 7 hours to finally get into Hall H. So we were there from 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. outside and
Oof.
to actually get in. This year we got there about 6:30 with wristbands. We were still very much a good 3/4 of a mile from the beginning of the line. um, at
So
least the
what? Pretty
nice
much you'd
thing,
have to show up and just camp out overnight, like if you want
pretty
like
much,
first
it
in.
comes down to like how close of a seat that you really want inside. They kind of shared, if you have a wristband, you're pretty much guaranteed to make it in for the beginning of the day.
Mhm.
So because the Hall H seats 6,500 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh
you
look,
do
there he
pretty
is.
good.
Fashionably late.
What
Speaking of
up? What
long
up? So
lines
sorry.
and
So sorry.
What was the shape, color, and consistency, sir?
it's- and I just played into that
But
too.
So funny.
Hey,
yep. anyways,
So funny.
uh,
Oh my gosh.
anyways, we got in pretty good. We got by the time that we got in, we got pretty much the same seats that we snuck into last year, so we were pretty comfortable. But like I said, it just depends on where you want to sit and how close. We found out that we were pretty okay with seeing the big screens with everything being shown and
Yeah.
all the celebs and everything. We didn't necessarily need to be so close that they're like sweating on us because of all the spotlights and everything. But
mhm.
no, it's pretty good. Um, we're just continuing to learn, and we're also still meeting new people in lines that are more veteran than us, and they give us some tips every now and then, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it comes in handy.
Pretty much like us with E3.
Oh yeah,
Really, we'd
Oh
start
yeah.
off, we
Oh
were
yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
newbies, and then eventually we were the vets and passed on some knowledge and whatnot. So when we look at the panels, so first for us, what Friday was the Deadpool and Hall
yes,
H,
Yeah.
right?
which we did
Which
not
Yeah.
get to see.
okay, so folks, I'm going to say this: try and stay off of Comic-Con TikTok as much as you can because they've already spoiled a good chunk of Deadpool and Wolverine, which Theo and I
Well,
will be going to see on Sunday.
at this point,
Um,
it's not even just Comic Con. Like, it's
yeah,
anybody that's gone and seen the movie is putting
correct.
crap on TikTok now.
Pretty much.
But I caught Comic Con, like just happened to come across a Comic Con one, and it didn't label it as Deadpool and Wolverine, didn't even have it labeled as Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds just has that voice, you just know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it started with the introduction of one of the first cameo appearances. So I'm not gonna say who they are because there's some people that actually want to experience the excitement and
Yeah.
whatnot. Um, I know we've all kind of discussed it, and Theo and I were talking about, before the show. Um, I love some of the cameo appearances, not gonna lie. But yeah, it
Well, I
was
mean, out of the well known ones, which one are you the most excited about? Because there have been ones that like it's just so blatantly obvious, and they're in the trailer.
yeah, so actually there's three,
Okay.
and it's a I mean, at this point, should we just say fuck it and just talk about the three or the actual
Yeah.
characters?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
go with three. I mean,
So
they're
anybody who's gonna go who
widely known.
hasn't seen San Diego Comic Con coverage or anybody, this is kind of a spoiler. Um, but first and foremost, seeing Chris Evans back as Johnny. That's just
Bro. Yes, Johnny
That was
Storm.
funny. Yeah.
um and finally seeing Channing Tatum as Gambit, because that was the longest running thing of them trying to get that movie made over at Fox and it never got off the ground.
Okay, so
Um,
I saw the look of him in
It wasn't
suit
bad.
and everything. I
It
feel
was
like
okay.
I feel like the look is not good on him.
It was
I feel
honestly, it was bad, but it was good for like its time. Like that's why I kind of appreciated like, oh,
yeah.
like
They're
I
going.
just
That's
it might
Oh,
be
they were gonna
time,
go
but
for it. You know what I mean? But
I feel like with like in particular with the headpiece, like you know how it's just like in there and
yeah.
you should be able to see the jawline and everything. I just feel like it might have been the lighting or the costume, but like it just looked like he had one cylindrical head and no neck. Like it's just there
And
and
that's
just
kind of like
it
the
was something like that.
90s comic book look for Gambit, where he had
right.
that
Yeah.
cowl and whatnot. So,
But at
but
least in the comics, how he was drawn, you could still see a jawline.
yeah. So, but the third one that I'm like super excited just to be able to just to see it again is Wesley Snipes back as Blade. Like
Yes.
That was
I
cool.
saw an interview with him and he had so much respect for Marshala,
Mm.
and them doing the
Oh
new
yeah.
Blade. And he's like, dude, I got his phone call from Ryan Reynolds, and of course, I hate him. But like, he's like, no, no, we've been friends for like 2 decades. It's our running joke that we hate each other. It's kind of like him and Hugh, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, right? But he was
Yeah.
saying, he's like, yeah, Ryan calls me up. He says, are you interested? And Wes is like, dude, at this point, I didn't think anything would ever get made like with his Blade ever again because of just, it was Disney, it was Fox, all of that.
Mhm.
And he said, yeah, if you want to make it happen, I'll do it. And then he gets another phone call back going, okay, we're in if you're in. And
Nice.
he's like, but he gave so much reverence though to Marshall. He's like, I didn't, like he's like, they're getting ready to come out with this other one. I didn't know if they'd make it. I have huge respect for him and everything and whatnot. So the fact we get to see the freaking Daywalker, like one more time. I don't care if it's gonna be for like 2 minutes. We get Blade.
Oh,
So
Right?
you get him for longer than 2 minutes. It's
oh
actually
no,
pretty cool.
yeah. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying, I don't care if it was for 2 minutes. Like we get to see Snipes' Blade. So um
Oh no, you get
there-
to really
yeah.
see a performance. Like he's kind of like when you actually first run into him in the movie, it's actually pretty sweet.
So the one thing I'll ask you, Jerry, no spoilers or anything,
Yeah.
before we go back on to what happened in Hall H and everything was it as ridiculous as we'd expect it from Deadpool? Is it Deadpool ridiculousness like we have in 1 and 2?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. At like, oh yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
That's
So
that's all you
anyways,
can give it
so
without any
that's
spoilers. It's just, oh yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
we'll talk
oh
about it
yeah.
here and whatnot, but in a
Yeah.
couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
anyways, so
Now you're getting
those
Canadian over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What was Theo, what was Robin's character? Her singer persona?
Shabatsky. Oh,
No,
Robin Sparkles.
Robin
Yeah,
Sparkles.
Robin Sparkles.
Yeah.
Yep. We're just gonna start calling you Gerard Sparkles now.
Oh, fuck you.
That was his alter ego name in Spice Boys.
Damn it.
Oh, and I have that.
That's
I have
pretty
that video
good.
somewhere. It's on an external hard drive right now. But anyway, so anyway, that was lucky enough to go to Hall H on Friday,
Pretty good.
got to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
And they got
Friday,
the and they got the exclusive Wolverine popcorn bucket, the one that you have to reach into his mouth, into
Yeah.
the Wolverine's mouth. Yeah. The
So,
play on the Dune bucket.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, so Hall H on Saturday. You guys said you guys were specifically going there for Berserker. Did
Yes.
it
And Marvel, yeah.
and Marvel, and of course the
And
finale of the
of course,
day
Kevin.
was Kevin Smith, which
Yeah.
fuck you again.
Yes.
Anyways, I hope you ate a really good chocolate covered pretzel. That's all I gotta say. You know? So was Berserker what you expected out of that?
Yeah, the Berserker panel was a lot of fun.
We got to
was
see the
presented
breathtaking
with-
Keanu Reeves.
Yes, we saw
Breathtaking.
Mr. Breathtaking himself.
Yeah.
He was presented by he was presented an award as well,
Ooh.
which was cool. And we got to get some a little bit more insight on Berserker the movie and the anime, which are but actually both coincide. So it's going to be pretty sweet, and it's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Mhm.
But
And
yeah,
then
and
there
it's
was
all based
Marvel.
on the comic book that Keanu started, Berserker.
Yeah, and we weren't
Check it
quite
out.
close enough. We were prepared and like thinking about what we can yell out in order to like top
Oh my
breathtaking.
God.
Yep.
But we weren't close enough in order to yell it out. But like some of the ideas were like, "You make me feel things."
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
we definitely knew we weren't going to get heard, so
Yeah.
we chickened out.
I would have probably yelled party on
Okay.
me, but again, that's because I'm a freaking Bill and Ted's
Yeah.
nerd. So anyway, so let's talk Marvel.
Style, yeah.
Jason's not
Yeah,
here
that would've been funny.
to complain about it. So let's talk about
Yeah.
Marvel.
And then yeah, we
So
waited for the Marvel panel.
you guys got to see a decent amount of stuff from Marvel. So you had Fantastic Four, you got the trailer,
Mhm.
which we see Galactus. So when you see the trailer up on like that big of a screen, right? Pretty much movie theater. How is the look and feel of this Fantastic Four and thoughts on Galactus? Now that he's not a cloud.
At least not Cloud.
Yeah,
Spe
Theo, you want to go first?
Speaking of Galactus and clouds, I will point out that there was an insane announcement of Fantastic Four on Friday night prior to everything that was a drone show for Marvel that revealed Galactus being the big bag for Fantastic Four at the end.
Mhm.
That was impressive to see, just to see his head being all
That
freaking
drone
huge
show
and
was very
everything.
impressive, anyways. It
Yeah.
was super cool. Yeah.
But anyways, to see him up and close and like actually have like pretty much be corporeal in it. Granted, it was like half a second. It's just him
Yeah.
peeking into a building and looking at
It was
everything.
like
It
a
was
moment, but it was just like, yeah.
it's pretty insane. It definitely helps that prior to them showing that they showed a little bit extra of Captain America, the New World,
Mhm.
Brave New World, I believe.
Yeah, Brave New
And
World.
Yeah.
there was quite the drop in that one.
Yeah.
They
We
show
It was
what?
showing, well, you got to see from what I've seen of the footage, they showed basically Harrison Ford turning straight into Red Hulk.
So that was part of the newest
That was part of
trailer.
it.
Yep.
They provided a clip beforehand that led into the trailer that helps confirm things that we've been waiting for a long time. That is primarily with X-Men because they are introducing adamantium in the world
Which
of
is
MCU.
which is where Eternals comes into play because it's coming from
The
Tiamat.
Celestials.
Yeah, the Celestial Tiamat
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
been just chilling there and
And
the whole
just
world's been going about it
needing to
like
get
nothing
harvest.
ever
Yep.
happened.
Well, so
Right?
now you find out what's been going on. The fact
Mhm.
that each point of the world have been like have been
Battling.
staking their claim on the big ethereal, and already starting their own like research labs. So that's what the president is calling is for a peace summit on why it's for everyone. And then he does the presentation, and the big reveal was that it
So
was adamantium.
for
Mhm.
me, my
So it was
one
pretty
question
cool.
with all of that, I do have a question on all of that, and this is something hopefully they'll explain is
Hmm.
Cap's shield is made from adamantium.
No, it's
No,
vibranium.
It has,
vibranium.
is it vibranium?
Yeah,
I thought it
In
had parts of
MCU, it's
adamantium in it.
vibranium.
Okay.
MCU. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Okay. So
this
then
is
never mind.
it within the MCU. This is the first discovery of adamantium.
Okay. Well, then hopefully we'll get Weapon X out of this. Anyways,
Hopefully,
so
but I mean, like weapon, like we know from
Mhm.
Logan and stuff, and of course the Sony universe, like
Mhm.
adamantium is already existing in other Earths, but
Yeah. Which,
not
speaking
quite
of
the
other
sacred
Earths,
timeline.
let's talk about that because
Well, you learn that in Deadpool and Wolverine too.
yeah. Anyways, so you guys also got to witness, and I have to ask like how it was with the Russo brothers introducing their big bad that is replacing.
First of all, the intro for the Russo brothers was
Was
also epic.
awesome.
That was
They
How
also
were they
epic.
introduced?
They basically like think of an epic movie trailer that was purely
Okay.
clips of their movies.
For the directors. And it
yeah.
was such a great setup because that was the other thing is one, they were announcing, well, we have two movies that are pretty important and they're going to
Mhm.
help move the the whole franchises along. And then he's like we need some directors that can take the helm and can truly move these gigantic movies to the degree that we need them. And then they start the trailer and we're like, everyone was like, it's gotta be the Russos.
Mhm.
Everyone was like, oh my god, they have to be back, it's gotta be the Russos. Everyone was like pretty much kind of new, and it was so cool. And then finally they start showing like bits of the Winter Soldier, and then Endgame, Infinity War, uh um Civil War, and then it starts like showing more and more, and then Russo brothers.
Yep.
And then then they announced the two movies that they're going to be taking on,
Doomsday
which
and
was
Secret Wars.
Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Um,
And then that's when we need that means the big bad. So that's when they made that announcement, and that was
So-
Well,
that was super
especially
cool.
since they have a change in titles, since it wasn't originally
Yes.
Avengers
Kang
Doomsday.
and
It was
Kang
Kang's Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they've officially ditched everything with Kang, which kind of makes me sad a little bit because Kang is a big bad within the Marvel universe. But
Yeah.
that being said,
Yeah.
nobody's
Doctor
bigger
Doom's better.
than Doctor Doom. Because
Dr.
anybody who
Doom's
knows
such
the
a better big
comic
bad.
also, which has been great, there's been a lot of like people making TikToks and stuff out of it, is that going back into the comics that Doom is so powerful that basically Thanos showed up, sans the gauntlet, to challenge
Mhm.
Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom rips his entire spine and head, like skull, straight out of Thanos's body without even
Yep.
batting an eye. So Doom has always been the big bad, and I think RDJ is going to do great with it. Don't get me wrong, but my question to you guys is: after seeing Fantastic Four, and as far as the information they had at Hall H, and the fact is that we do know that RDJ is going to have a cameo appearance as Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four.
We do know that?
It's already come out, and his contract is it's the two movies plus an appearance for Fantastic Four.
Must
So,
be. I
think
would
it's
bet
going to
that's
be
like end
like
credit
end credits.
scene.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything really big or that. But
Mm.
the theory, and I want to see what you guys think about this. And Jerry, you and I kind of talked about this. Is one of the theories going around is that this is going to borrow from the comics where Doctor Doom is actually college roommates with Tony Stark and switches bodies.
I hadn't heard of that.
Yes, so there is a arc. I'd have to look up the exact comic title on it, but there was an arc where basically it's one of the alternate like universes. It's like 5-1 something, or it's like
Okay.
anyway, so basically they're college roommates instead of Victor and Reed Richards being roommates.
Which also makes sense because of the setup of the Fantastic Four in their own world.
So the theory is going is that Victor switched bodies. So basically he switched the intellect and basically used Tony Stark's vast wealth and Stark Industries to basically turn into the Doom, like the big bad Doom.
Okay.
And the theory is that the Fantastic Four, to try and get them into the MCU, like with everybody else, is that they somehow get pulled into 616 and bring that variant of Doom with them.
Interesting.
And
The other theory that I've heard on top that we can also discuss with is that there is a run that there is a Iron Man variant of Doctor Doom. That there's a green Iron Man that the Doctor Doom is made from.
Ooh.
There
I
was
do
also
think
that run. I think they're going more the Anthony Stark route, that either he was taken over or that he was actually Doom of that
Okay.
world. Like the Josh, like kind of like a Josh Brolin type of deal, that he's like, no, he's there, he's Doom. But yeah,
Oh, you
I
mean like
wonder
with
too.
him and Cable? Like just that he's
Yeah, that he's just playing as Doom. But
That's
it'll be
fair. I
think
mean,
the
interesting.
I would
difference-
see that being the thing too, because I mean, like since they're playing heavy on the multiverse thing, that they
Mhm.
can kind of
That's what I mean.
make
They
things
can
just
go.
like,
They can
oh,
go
it's just a
either of
different
that route.
worlds.
Yeah, either
Yeah.
they're gonna do the tie-in where like they have longer plans for RDJ to be Doom, or like this is a temporary thing, or like he's like the big bad. So that's what
Mhm.
I'm wondering, where how far it's gonna go. But and yeah, how he's gonna tie in, because it could be a couple of ways, which is interesting. So yeah, that's why the RDJ thing I thought was an interesting choice, because it can go in a couple of ways that could that could make it fun. That could really make it fun.
I think I've been seeing a lot of hate comments online for it. I'm actually all for it. I still think that he is going to be one of the greatest choices for that role. Granted, Jerry and I were like in there and they're getting ready to announce it, and we're like,
Mhm.
Cillian Murphy,
Everyone,
I would have
Murphy,
loved
Cillian Murphy.
everyone was like, yeah, throwing out. Everyone thought no one saw it coming. No one at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, oh man,
I think
Cillian Murphy. Like who could it be? Or like Henry Cavill or something.
Especially with after how
Yeah.
he did Oppenheimer, like I
Oh,
still
yeah.
like both of them were in Oppenheimer, and I feel like both of them learned things from Oppenheimer that would make them fantastic actors for Doctor Doom.
Oh,
Just because of the
That's why
maniacal
I don't have a
tone,
problem,
the
and I'm not
the
worried about
the,
RDJ, because I
the
have seen
narcissism.
his work. Yeah.
I think they have to do it in just the right way, though, to explain Doom looking like Tony Stark. They're going to have to address the elephant in the room, essentially.
I have a feeling
Possibly.
that they'll probably do it playfully.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they'll like you said, he'll end up in the sacred timeline on Earth 616,
Mhm.
and somebody at the very least, like maybe Captain America, Anthony Mackie is going to be like, you look like
I
somebody.
think it's going to be Tom Holland. I think it's going to be Spider-Man.
Or that.
Oh
or
my
That is the one
God!
that
Please
says
don't
it.
let that happen.
Oh,
That
man,
would
that
pull
would-
my heartstrings so
See,
bad.
that would
That's where
already cause
That would destroy
a
me.
monkey wrench.
Yep.
And like, oh my God, right?
because
I
the
did,
rumor
I did hear
is
rumors
Interesting.
that I did hear rumors there's confirmation of Spider-Man 4, even though Tom Holland said he was done.
no, he's back for Spider-Man 4 and the Avenger movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a new
So he
3
just took
picture
a break.
deal. Yeah, he took a
So he
break.
just took a break.
Okay, let's be honest. Money talks. Like, you throw enough
Oh,
money
yeah.
at this, like RDJ is making a grip ton of money off this 2 picture deal.
Well, I mean,
Anyways,
just like they
but,
continue to play jokes on money talks. That's why Jackman's back as Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think that more has to do with just Ryan Reynolds just being going, let's just do this. Everybody
It's
wants
just
it.
Ryan
Let's
Reynolds.
just do it.
Yeah.
But
How do you
I
say no to
think-
Ryan Reynolds?
you don't.
You don't.
I mean, he could tell me my dog died, and I'd be like, okay, like
But you were there?
you were
Oh
there.
my god!
Yeah. Um, but
How did you know my
I
dog?
think I think it's gonna be Spidey. That's like because remember everybody doesn't know Spider-Man other than
True.
which first probably Doctor Strange probably is the only one that's gonna remember Peter.
No, Doctor Strange doesn't
Nope.
know him.
We'll
Doesn't know
see.
him.
That was the
Well,
spell.
I mean that's the spell, but it is strange, and he
It's
always
supposed
builds back
it,
doors.
but it had to reverberate through all the multiverses.
Yep. So I think that's gonna be the interesting thing is he sees this Tony Stark and is like, what the fuck? Like you're
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna I trust the Russos to do something to tie it up, right? To make it plausible to the story and whatnot.
Well, it depends if the Russos have any hand in on Fantastic Four, because if the rumors are true that we're going to get an introduction in Fantastic Four and have a maybe it's just an extended scene or whatever, but
Mhm.
still that's
I'm
going
sure,
to lay the
but I'm sure
foundation
the
of what that's
Fantastic
going to be
Four
the
director
introduction
is
for
working
it.
with them too, because
Yeah.
I would hope so.
it's
but-
all tied together with the other movies. So I'm sure they have to
Yep.
work in some sort of capacity together.
And it could also only be just a quick look like they did with Thanos. With Avengers, where it's just like they just show him sitting.
I
on
would
the
say
planet
that
looking
like
down.
or like a setup scene with a little bit of dialogue to hear RDJ. But other than that, yeah, that's what I would say too.
I wouldn't mind seeing him sitting on his throne in Latvia.
That's what I mean, like in armor,
Like
like
just in the
something, but like without the mask yet. Maybe like to its side.
or like he just happens to be looking at it. Like he has it in his hand, just you just see this body sitting on a throne and
Yeah,
you
or
just see
something.
the mask in the hand and just you don't even see RDJ, you just see him put it on. Like
Something
that's
like that.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
kind of like an ode to Iron Man when he first puts on the Mark what 3 or Mark 2, whichever his
Mark
first
II.
the
Mark
actual
II.
first suit, right, that he built in the basement,
I
right,
think
and
it's
he just
Mark
kind of
II.
puts it on and you just see the whole thing light up and come up with a heads up display. That'd be really cool to kind of see that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, when it
Um,
was silver prior to that. I actually
Mark II.
I actually watched that today. It was Mark II.
Oh yeah.
I like I told you, I thought I was due for a rewatch of the entire MCU.
I was
So I
actually
started
going
with
to
Iron Man.
restart Infinity War and Endgame.
I love just popping
Again.
in Endgame and watching the scene with Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Just where Scarlet Witch is just laying
Just
waste and about to
annihilating.
basically annihilate Thanos and like rip him literally apart and whatnot. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, unknown object coming in from from orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Scarlet Witch has got Thanos and he's like, just
Yeah.
raid fire, help me.
Like, we'll kill
And then all of
everybody.
a sudden,
Just do it.
and all the guns it's like, something's coming. We should probably shoot that one
But
first.
that's the thing is like in the comics, right? There's only a couple, and two of them were Scarlet Witch and and Captain Marvel that could actually go toe to toe with Thanos and actually could kill him. So
Mhm.
I left out that.
Yep.
But then you guys finished off Hall H with Kevin Smith
Right.
himself.
Oh yeah.
And
It's
the
always
announcement
it's always such a great thing to end with Kevin Smith too.
and the
Yeah, every
year.
announcement that we're getting another Jay and Silent Bob.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And his next movie, 430, which is kind of an homage to
The
his
430
old
movie.
his younger self. Yeah, I can't wait. I will definitely see both movies.
Oh yeah, and you know I'll go see Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh
In a
yeah.
heartbeat. It's yeah. My question is going to be is though, how are they going like what more could we get out of those characters, right? We got enough out of Clerks 3 and Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Like how else is he
So
gonna like what shenanigans?
Oh, he did give some insight
He
into
gave a little bit
what
of-
they're
yeah.
doing.
Which is
I'll let you do it.
Yeah. Okay. So Jay and Silent Bob own a dispensary, and it turns out that they have some competition.
oh god.
Yeah. So
Who's
it's
the competition?
Oh, we
I
don't know. We don't know the competition, but it's
Oh.
just that there is a
that's
competition.
that's pretty much it. And the yeah, so it's what Weed Wars or
Something like it's something wars.
Dispensary Wars or something like that.
But yeah,
Another play on Star Wars. It's hilarious. He's like, oh, it's just another poor ripoff of Star Wars, and the title when he was saying the title. But yeah, Kevin Smith is awesome. Yeah, and his Q&As are always like
Star Wars.
so cool. Star Wars.
It's
There
called,
you go.
It's called Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Wouldn't that be funny if that's how they get? So remember Jason Lee's character in Clerks 2? Like where he's the rich preppy guy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if they got him back for it?
Oh my god,
That's his character.
that would be funny.
But
If he was like the competition. Oh my god.
yeah, he's the competition.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. So I'm you know what? As
There's
long as
gotta
Kevin
be
Smith wants to
there's got to be a
keep it
time that
going.
you manage to make it out there with us and just to go see Kevin Smith. Like you would
Oh.
have so much fun with his crap because he doesn't lie behind anything, and when it gets to the Q&A, he doesn't joke about around that there is a Q and an F ton of A,
Yeah,
like way more A than you even ask for anything, because you end
so
up
many
with like
stories, dude.
you end
so
up with
great.
a question, and then like maybe there's a story before the question's even asked, and then you get two stories before the answer, and the answer is a story. So like,
Or even
it's
before,
freaking
yeah,
awesome.
even more before the question is asked. Yeah, like yeah, it's so great.
I want to try and shoot for either next year or definitely for 2026. That's like my
Okay.
goal
Cool.
is once in the next 2 years. Absolutely. So overall, when you guys look at the whole breadth of everything that you guys got to
Okay.
see and everything, how is this Comic-Con though really overall, how would you rate it compared to the prior ones you have been to?
So it actually took us a little talking it through to figure out how many years we've gone. So this was actually our 4th year.
Mhm.
I mean, last year we couldn't really compare much to with the writer strike. There really wasn't much.
So much was canceled where like we really just spent most of our time on the show floor and
It's so
looking
crowded on the
for
floor. So
yeah, it was so crowded. We ended up looking for like panels to
take a break.
to take a break and to try out and stuff, and that's how we actually found out of some of the stuff that we regularly want to look at now.
Yeah, that's how you found out about Hasbro, right? Last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have to try them every year.
Every year.
Okay. What did Jerry, real quick, what did they announce in the Hasbro panel that has you the most excited?
Oh man, the Deadpool Wolverine movie figures. Oh man. A lot of them were MCU figures, like Colossus from Deadpool 2. Oh my god, deluxe figure looks amazing. Let's see. Yeah, there's quite a few figures that like I'm actually looking forward to, but like they're actually a lot of the movie MCU ones I was looking forward to or hoping that they would be made. So that's gonna be fun.
But are you more excited for those over a particular McFarlane toy that got announced during a Hall H?
McFarlane toy?
Yeah,
Berserker,
that's gonna be sick.
is getting made into a toy. Good old Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Which one are you more excited for?
Keanu
or Marvel Legends?
Oh, I'm definitely both. You know, they're figures, but like the moment that was announced, I'll definitely pre-order it. Oh, Berserker is gonna be sick. Oh, it's gonna be cool. But yeah. So that's why we found those other panels. And Hasbro's really enjoyable. I try and make the Star Wars panel. That one gets. I didn't even realize like those. There's some serious collectors on that side because man, there
always has been.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I first encountered that during the first our first trilogy.
Mhm.
episode 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, that's true. But man, it's right after, it's literally right after the Marvel Legends panel, and like I just like go and check it out to see sometimes, but I didn't even bother this year. Last year the line was ridiculous
Yeah.
just to get in.
All right.
But yeah.
So I gotta ask this, Jerry. And even though Jason's not here, are you still on Sephiroth?
Oh yeah, I am. And he knows that
Okay.
too.
Okay.
But when I was there, he was helping him with tips
Yeah,
and
Mhm.
some changes in materia. But yeah, I feel like I definitely feel like Jared will be beating him pretty soon.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And
So did you
I
get
also
that-
kind of feel like Jason's played it a little too much with the like how quickly he found
It
and
was-
like
yeah.
easily all the spells and stuff, like without really looking. Like it seemed like he had it memorized, even though it wasn't the same setup as he had as Cherry. It was rather impressive, but also a little scary.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys get any gaming in over the last week outside of your time at Comic-Con?
No, I caught up on a lot of anime and it was awesome.
Yeah. I introduced him into Solo Leveling.
Dude, awesome.
Yeah, we actually watched quite a bit of anime.
Yeah.
You got the first season of Rising of the
Rise
Shield
of the-
Hero.
First
Mhm.
season, 25 episodes. Sick. It was, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. So yeah, I caught up on my anime. It was awesome. It was cool.
Okay. I only played 2 games last week.
What'd you
Was
play?
was
we
one of them
play?
Animal Crossing?
Yes. One of them was Animal Crossing. I am really on my bullshit now because I've been rearranging part of my island.
Oh no.
Not a big
You got
big
that
move.
itch. Oh, okay.
I moved my stores over to one side. I'm putting back in my like whole Asian or garden area that I had before. Moved some bridges and stuff. I'm poor as fuck again. Like I
Uh-oh.
literally have 30K to my name right now. Like
Oh
that.
no, you gotta
Ouch.
start slinging them
I gotta
tulips
start.
again.
I gotta start getting on the turnips and
Or the
all
turnips,
of that. And
yeah,
whatnot. So,
turnips.
The
um,
tulips.
Tulips, whips.
but no, it. I've needed the kind of the cozy game. If that's pretty much what the
Totally
category
get
is,
it.
right? I've kind of
Yeah,
needed
totally
that the
get
last
that.
week. The playing a cozy game, just go hanging out in my village and in my island.
That you get to
Whatnot.
take your time with
Um,
and just kind of like kick
Yeah,
back.
just kick back and.
That's what Fallout Shelter has
I
been
did
for
get
me
a
lately.
and I got another recipe
Nice.
that I do not have.
What?
And yeah, so I thought I had all of the space stuff. So
Yeah.
the space shuttle, the lunar lander, the rocket that looks like Apollo, 11 and
Uh-huh.
13.
Okay.
There is now the capsule from Apollo 11. The actual
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's right.
actual
You
capsule
did mention
itself,
that.
yeah. So
And you have to redo your
I'm
museum
working,
because of it.
slowly working on that. But then
But you
I
only have the
played
recipe, or did you already create
I
it? Like you
don't
already
have
have the stars and stuff.
Like I got to get
Oh.
the star fragments. So I got to go probably jump on tonight and see if I can get some shooting stars and
Mm.
whatnot. But the other was MLB The Show. I played an absolute grip ton. I am now on the same month. Like now tomorrow, it's gonna be the 31st, but I am now the first weekend of July on my season. So I've actually caught up to
Oh.
where I'm like a week out from where the All-Star game was. So
Oh, cool.
Okay.
and I can say this, Jerry,
Oh no.
your boys are in third place
Oh, okay.
and the Rockies are sitting atop the NL West.
Oh, wow.
I have a 2-game lead over the Diamondbacks, and I have a 3.5 game lead over the Dodgers.
Sweet, dude. Oh, cool.
I went
Nice.
on a 8-0 streak.
Sick.
And in which 2 games I went back to back throwing up 10 runs plus.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. It was kind of nice. I was scoring first first game against the White Sox, for the interleague, I was scoring 2 runs an inning while
Yeah.
no
Oh,
hitting,
cool.
There
like
you go.
while throwing a perfect game. And then I walked and then let them hit a home run and ended up winning 12-2. But yes, it's kind of nice seeing the Dodgers at the middle of the pack. And Shohei has only gotten a couple of singles.
Where I believe in the back of Jerry's mind is saying it's like, well, it's only happening in a make believe world, not in the real world.
You know
I
what?
didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Let a brother dream.
You know, I didn't want to blow up the dream a little bit, but
What's
no, I'm
sad
just
is
kidding.
I've pretty much minus 3 players. I pretty much am running accurate Rockies players. Like
Oh,
the
sick.
actual,
Oh, sick.
I've, some that I've got some called up from the minors that aren't actually up with the team, but yeah, I just got on a baseball kick. As much as I wanted to play Mass Effect, I was like, no, I want to play some more baseball. I'll play
Oh, cool.
more MLB The Show
Oh.
and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so with that, I want to thank everybody for crashing game night with us tonight. It's first time crashing with us. Thank you. Hopefully we gave you some laughs and some insight into Comic-Con. Hopefully Jason will be back next week. Whatnot. But if you like what you heard, drop a follow or head on over to crashinggamenight.com. Check out our past episodes and the platforms we're carried on over there. With everything that's going on in the world, especially what's going on here in Colorado with the forest fires, I can see the massive plumes of smoke, from where I live. Just please, in these times, just be excellent to each other.
That's right, all you nerds. Everyone, please, let's just try and extend a helping hand and try and promote the same message as we always do. Try to express more patience. Try to be a little bit more patient. Be a little bit nicer. Let's just try to do and be a little bit better. And as it's getting a little crazier out there, everyone, stay safe. Watch out for each other. Try to. And also, you guys be you do you, and you be you. And I will take it for Jason.
Every time you say that, it just always has to put in my mind. You do you, boo boo.
You do you, boo boo. Yeah, all you be you. And I'll take it out for Jason. My man, Theo. Take it home, baby.
Dang, you did so loud that you cut. You went over your threshold.
Yes, you did.
Well, thank you all. Appreciate you listen to me ramble for a good amount of the show. I don't ramble that much, but I am rambling now.
Hey, Jerry was late.
I know. I gotta try. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Till next time. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Good night, everybody.
Jason, we missed you.